Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Now I've got something super rare to show you today. This is the BMW 3.0 CSL and I'm going to give you 5 reasons why it's the most valuable, most coveted BMW in Singapore today. First, a bit of a history lesson. Now this is only the second time BMW has used the name 3.0 CSL, and I'm sure you've noticed this checkered flag behind me here as well as the racing livery on this car, and that's because this car has competition heritage. Now BMW M or BMW Motorsport was founded in 1972. The first car back then was a car called the 3.0 CSL and it won everything in sight. In 1973 it won the European Touring Car Championship. Okay, 74 was won by Ford with the Escort, but BMW won again in 75, 76, 77, 78 and I think 79 with this car. And it was only beaten the year after that by another BMW, the 320, which was also beaten by another BMW, the 635. So basically, this car celebrates BMW's motorsport heritage and success, and it's BMW M's 50th birthday present to itself. Next, let's talk about styling. This is based on the M4, but when you actually see the car in the flesh, it looks completely different. In fact, this car looks like what would happen if a modern M4 had a baby with the original 3.0 CSL. Let me show you why. Now, I'm sure you've noticed this fin here made of carbon fiber. It's aerodynamic, but it is a throwback to the original 3.0 CSL, and it's not the only one. Let's have a look at the front of the car. These air intakes here, they are a throwback to the 3.0 CSL as well, but they are functional. They send air to heat exchangers and then they duct it around the back of the car so that the brakes get some cooling air. Why are these lights yellow? Well, because the racing cars also had yellow lights when they did 24-hour races and sometimes in foggy conditions to sort of cut through all that mist. I'm sure you've noticed this. Now, the regular M4 has a very controversial grille that goes all the way down, but this one is a little bit more traditional. So it's a double kidney grille and it's not vertical like it is in those cars. It's very wide and it's got a satin finish around here, and I think it looks amazing on this car actually. So instead of having fins or sort of vertical lines across here, it does have this sort of lattice framework, and to me it really sets off this car really nicely. Check this out. Now that's carbon fiber. Now I mentioned carbon fiber a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot, because you're going to find that stuff everywhere else you look. Let's go check it out. Carbon fiber reinforced plastic. Now this part is steel because the main structure of the car is still steel, but you have a carbon roof, and this time you can actually see it because they've left it unpainted. And while I'm here at the side of the car, let me just show you these lovely golden wheels here. Staggered size, so 21 inches at the back, 20 inches in front. And check this out, racing car style center locking wheel hubs. And these tires are actually specially made for this car, and they have 50 on the marking, just to let you know. Now, getting back to the bodywork, let's see. Now, the wheel arches, you'll notice, are flared just like they were in the original 3.0 CSL. So this is carbon fiber reinforced plastic. This apparently is made of fiberglass, and like that car, it has 2 wings because this guides air towards this lovely bit of kit over here. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but the wing is actually enclosed by these end plates over here, just like on the original 3.0 CSL. Now, that car had so many wings and so many aggressive aero elements that it was actually nicknamed the Batmobile. Now, since we're at the back, let's see what else we can see here. Now, this car actually is very different from a regular M4, and I'm sure you can see that. They've even moved the number plate down here so they could clean up the surface over here. I really love these lights, by the way. They've got these floating elements which are so super distinctive. I'm sure by now you've noticed the heritage badge from BMW, and of course titanium exhaust. I'm sure these sound great. More carbon fiber over here, and I think the boot lid is made of carbon fiber as well. Why so much carbon fiber? Well, CSL actually stands for Coupe, Sporty and Leichtbau, or lightweight construction. So the more carbon fiber you can use on the car, the more weight you can save. This car only weighs 1.624 tons, so I would say it's mission accomplished. But one more thing I want to tell you is that on the original car, the rear wings weren't actually street legal, they were kind of big. So BMW used to deliver the car with the wing inside the boot. And when the customers got the car, they opened the boot and they found, I don't know, a rear wing inside. If they decided to kind of put it onto the car themselves, well, I guess nobody could say anything. Now, how cool is that? Now let's have a look at the inside. Now, as you can see, it's still shrink wrapped. This car belongs to someone I know, and I think he would be very upset with me if he decided to peel this off. But what I can show you is, well, this door has a carbon fiber element here, and there's no speaker here because remember, this car is about saving weight. Something you can't see is that there's actually no sound insulating material and of course that saves weight as well. In the back, there are no rear seats, they've been deleted to save weight, of course, and you're not supposed to put your luggage or your golf clubs there. There are little sort of trays and a net for your racing helmets. And speaking of helmets, these bucket racing style seats, they have a frame made of carbon fiber, of course. They actually have removable headrests, so you can unbolt them, store them somewhere, and that of course leaves room for you to have a racing helmet on when you take this baby onto the track. My one favorite, absolute, most gorgeous feature of this car is actually here, and it is this 6-speed manual gear shifter here. Now, it looks so gorgeous in white with the racing colors here, and this car is right-hand drive, which is actually going to be much rarer than the left-hand drive editions of this car. And of course, this car has 3 pedals, which is kind of a dying thing these days. I mean, electric cars are getting more common, powerful hybrid cars are going to get more and more common. What's going to become less common, I think, are real driverless cars with 3 pedals and a gear lever that you have to use yourself. So as someone I know says, this car is all about smiles per gallon. And now we come to the beating heart of the beast, the engine. Now, fun fact, the original 3.0 CSL actually had a 3.2 litre engine. Wasn't all that powerful though. This one is a 3 litre, but it has 560 horsepower. That makes it the most powerful 6-cylinder BMW in history. Now, strangely enough though, BMW doesn't actually publish a lot of information about the performance of this car. They do say it will go faster than 300 kilometers an hour, so if you're in a real hurry to get to Kuala Lumpur, you can do it in a little bit more than 1 hour. There's no data about 0 to 100 acceleration though, and I suspect that's because a regular M4 competition X-Drive with an automatic gearbox is a bit quicker than this car. My guess is that with rear-wheel drive and a manual transmission, this car probably takes somewhere between 3.6 seconds, well, definitely less than 4 seconds to get to 100 kilometers an hour. So there are faster BMWs out there, but do you really care? Well, something to think about is the fact that not only is this the most powerful 6-cylinder BMW ever, but with electric cars on the horizon, this could be the most powerful 6-cylinder BMW there will ever be. And finally, let's talk about rarity and price. Now, this car costs 780,000 euros, and that's if you buy it without taxes. So round about, let's call it 1.1 million Singapore dollars if you don't register the car. And now a lot of that is because of rarity. BMW will only build 50, well 52 if you count the 2 cars they had to crash test to prove that this is safe. But these cars are incredibly complicated to build. I mean, each one is made by hand. So all those carbon fiber bits, they're laid by hand. And if you look at a panel that has 3 colors on it, that's done by hand as well. So there's a lot of careful masking, there's a lot of sanding, and a lot of work goes into each panel. It takes 6 days just to make one of them. It actually takes 10 days to put this entire car together. Bear in mind, BMW as a manufacturer can build about 6,000 cars in a single day. So for them to take 10 days to build one of these, well, it's really a labor of love. Now, as I mentioned, if you wanted to buy this car and put it on the road, with taxes, I don't even know how much that would cost. Let's call it $3.5 million in our money. Would you do it? Well, even if you would, even if you had the money, you are way too late because all 50 of them have all been snapped up. In fact, the collector who bought this car actually did it in 2022. He flew straight to Munich to order it from the factory, and his car has only just arrived in Singapore. But there's always the next best thing, which is to have a go in the simulator, and this is probably the closest I will ever get to driving that car. Well, that's our quick and dirty look at the BMW 3.0 CSL. If you do want to check out more cars or speak to a sales consultant, we do have a lot at MrChia.sg, and you can get in touch with them right away. Meanwhile, if you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it with your friends, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks for watching, see you again.